Well, prior to working with Survival Strategies, marketing was going out and selling to the physician, selling who I am, selling my skills, selling my clinic. But since going through the program, I've learned that it's not a sales approach, it's actually developing the relationships. What can I do for them? In return, what can they do for me? So I found that I actually build better relationships with these physicians. I have an open line of communication, which benefits me, which also benefits the patient. Well, I think the referral program has opened my eyes to multiple facets of the clinic. I've owned a private practice for a long period of time. I've dealt with a lot of different people, but you tend to fall into ruts. And the private practice is constantly growing, constantly changing. The referral program has taught me to make those changes along with the clinic. I'm able now to recognize things that I wouldn't have recognized before. Using the statistics, I'm able to recognize, okay, I'm having an issue with patients getting in the door. I'm having an issue with patients canceling. I did that to an extent in the past, but not as much of an extent. So now I have a greater feel for how the heartbeat of my clinic. I think the most remarkable aspect of the referral program is the relationship development. I've taken what I've learned in the program and I've actually significantly improved the relationships with physicians, which I thought were good to begin with, but they're even better now. And I find that my communication with those physicians is at a higher level. I'm actually an equal to them versus in the past where I was kind of a notch below them. I was helping them, but they were always the physician and they drove the care. Now they understand that I'm just as important to the care as they are. Since starting the referral program, many changes have actually happened in the practice and happened in the practice before I started the program. The changes in healthcare reimbursement, referral sources that have maybe moved on, but the biggest issue has been my primary referral source, who at one point in time was 40% of my patients, has disappeared, and actually I receive nothing from him now. But since starting the referral program, I've taken that 40% and I've made up for it with multiple referrals from multiple different physicians. So now my physician base is greater and I don't have to rely on that one single physician for the majority of my referrals. From day one in private practice, I've always been told, don't put all your eggs in one basket. But it's hard not to, because you develop that physician really likes who you are as a therapist, and you're going to get a lot from them. Or in the instance with the one doctor who was right next door. So it was location and the fact that I was subleasing from him, he wanted me to pay his bills. And that makes a big difference. So I've really learned a lot through the process of building that referral base and not relying on just the one. I think the information given in the referral program would be beneficial to any physical therapy practice, because what we find is competition is becoming stronger. Patients now starting to drive their own care. The information that we're learned in this referral program can be taken out to any practice and can build any practice to gain a greater market share of the patients that aren't necessarily coming to therapy and aren't necessarily coming to their practice. Working with Survival Strategies versus the other company that I had worked with, the greatest difference is the personal care and attention I've received from Survival Strategies. The other company, I showed up, took part in their course, really never heard from them again. Survival Strategies has done just the opposite. Survival Strategies has kept in contact with me from Craig at the top all the way down. I've received phone calls, I've received emails following up to see how the progress is going with my program, and that didn't happen before. I would describe Survival Strategies as a partner in my practice. They understand the needs, the wants, the goals of my practice. They understand the drawbacks of my profession, and they understand the drawbacks from the lack of education in marketing, in business, what it takes to run a practice. Survival Strategies has built that in my practice. I had it to a level before, I have it to a completely different level now. The Hubbard technology really streamlines your thought process. It puts things into perspective in a daily life, and it really makes you think and react. What I found remarkable about survival strategies is how they have allowed me to look at my practice from all aspects, not just from an ownership, but every level, from ownership all the way down to the lowest person on the ladder. They've given me the tools to look at every different aspect and to take it to the next level. Working with survival strategies has been a pleasure. From day one, working with Craig, again, they've been thorough, they've been knowledgeable, they've been pleasant. The whole convention has been great. Everyone has come up and reintroduced themselves and said hello. I feel like I know almost everybody that works there and can call them for anything.